First trip of the season to Vancouver for the Avalanche. First of 3 meetings this year between these two teams, formerly in the same division. Now, we'll just get together every so often. Let's look at the starting goaltenders, Peter, as we look at our Ford starting lineup for the Avalanche tonight.
Well, one is a game-time surprise, I think, to a lot of people. J.S. Giguère in nets for the Colorado Avalanche. It looked like it was going to be Varlamov when the trip started. Giguère gets the start here tonight for the Avs. And another one is a career surprise. I cannot believe that Roberto Luongo is this #1 goaltender for the Vancouver Canucks now, after all of the stuff, Mike, that had gone on for so long.
Stastny with the puck down the slot for O'Reilly. That's batted away. And then brought through center ice. Daniel Sedin will shoot the puck wide of the net. We look at the rest of the Ford lineup for the Avalanche. Peter, any changes for the Avalanche from the last game against Calgary on Friday?
It doesn't appear so. Same lineup. It will be, as we mentioned, the only change is Giguère remains in net. That's not a change, but it's a change from the original plan. And I think we're going to see Gennon and Johnson again. I thought it was a great bounce-back game for Nate Gennon. You know, just one of those things the Avalanche were looking for. The defenseman played so well against this Calgary Flames.
Lofted out to center ice by Erik Johnson. Taken by Gabe Landeskog. And it's sent in over the line, but the play is offside. So, just beginning things, the Avalanche in the first minute of play against the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks are 16-10-5, 37 points, with 5th in their division, while the Avalanche, well, they're 20-7, fastest. They've reached the 20-win mark in their history. The Avs right now 3rd in their division with 40 points on the road. Impressive this season for the Avalanche, 10-3. And surprisingly, Peter, the Canucks, they're not much better than 500 at home. They're 6-5-3 on home ice. And this, since the Sedins arrived here, has been a very difficult place for teams to come in and win games. But that's not necessarily been the case this year.
Darn near impossible for the Avalanche. They're 0-7-1 their last 8 trips into Vancouver.
The puck is picked up at center, and Nathan MacKinnon rolls in. 3 goals last 4 games for Nathan MacKinnon, including a couple of game winners. And he said for the game's sort of slowing down. He's really starting to get a feel for it now of how you win and how you play in the National Hockey League. Brought over the line by Mitchell. Great game against Calgary, and his line mate Talbot was outstanding against the Flames. He just shot the puck wide of the net. And that puck is lifted into the crowd, out of play. So we played about 2 minutes in our first period, no score in the game.
Michael, you know, it's a little bit controversial. The Avalanche on 3 games on the road trip did not skate in the morning, and they did not practice here yesterday. But you look at the reasoning, Mike, you know, for the average player for the Avalanche, that is over 2.5 hours to 3 hours of less time on the ice. So what Patrick is saying is we're going to save all of our energy for the games. Mike, that's a lot in just 4 days. 2.5 less hours on the ice.
But it's interesting, Peter, how players have to adjust. I talked to Semyon Varlamov. Now, he didn't play in the game against Calgary. There was no morning skate that morning. No morning skate today. There was an off day yesterday, and there will be an off day tomorrow because of the travel. So that's quite a bit of time for some players not to play much. Even a guy like Brad Malone, who's not playing in the game, doesn't get a chance to practice. So it is an interesting situation the Avalanche are putting themselves in terms of going against what traditionally has been done in the NHL.
All of that is mainly mine. That's the mental side of it. I've got to get out there. Patrick's saying, no, we're doing it a different way, at least right now.
Pass through the middle. Looked it in across ice. Parenteau after the puck, trying to center it across. O'Reilly picks it up for the Avalanche, and his shot is caught by Luongo, and he holds on.
Well, John Tortorella comes from the New York Rangers right over to the Vancouver Canucks. I've had the pleasure of knowing John, not real well, but through years of my association with a good friend, Jim Schoenfeld. Tortorella was the assistant coach in Phoenix, then he was the head coach. Jim works for the New York Rangers. And Mike is like one of those, he's like one of those people that everyone thinks, oh, he's this way, and he's just not. That's how he coaches. He coaches with that fire. He's right in your face. He has to be, but he's just a great guy.
Puck is controlled by Vancouver after the faceoff, lifted out to center. Brought in Kessler, had it batted away from him, and Landeskog will pick it up for Colorado. Moves the puck behind the net. Nate Gennin, headman past to McKinnon. Look at him put it into another gear. Moves up the ice, pushes it in. You can just see it from here. Couldn't you, Peter? Just his mind. Tell him, let's go. We're going to start skating fast right now. Back to the point, but the puck slips out in the center.
And for a guy that Mike that is not that tall, they're long strides. They're just long, powerful strides.
They got an icing call on the Avalanche. Brings the face-off coming back into the Colorado zone.
No, for Nathan McKinnon, we're going to look at some of the goals that he scored for the Avalanche. And with Tanguay out of the lineup, Mike, it really has put the focus on Nathan McKinnon. And Mike, you interviewed him before the game. We're in Vancouver. This is a high-profile city for hockey. Like, he is not intimidated one bit by the glare of the situation. Not just, the playing of the hockey. He is not intimidated by who he's playing against or where he's playing.
Well, what's interesting, you're constantly reminded, Peter, of how young he is when I talk to him about playing against Vancouver. Because, when I was a kid, I'd watch these Sedins.
Yeah.
Like they were in the playoffs, and so I watched them as a kid. Brought over the line by Daniel Sedin, but the play is offside. So a kid growing up thinks of the Sedins as guys have been around for a long time.
Yeah, that older generation.
Right.
Those guys that, boy, I really looked up to him when I was a little guy. And you say, and you look at him, well, of course, because he is just 18. And these are good guys to look up to. Sedins are well worth watching.
You're going to admire or try to have any part of your game like somebody in the NHL. Those are two guys you certainly would want to pattern yourself after. What a career both have had already. Daniel Sedin, 300 goals. Henrik Sedin, 6th best among active players right now in the National Hockey League in terms of assists. Right at center ice. Avalanche with the puck. Max Talbot, goal and assist against Calgary, and it popped off the glove of Luongo. Mitchell jumped on it, but the puck went high. Gets it around the boards. Nick Holden punched it back behind the net. Centering try by Mitchell, picked off. And the Canucks, David Booth, able to chip the puck to center. Talbot on it for the Avalanche. They will lift it ahead into the middle circle. Mitchell twists back into the Avalanche zone. Handled by Holden. Makes a pass across for the other defenseman on the ice, Barry. And shot around the boards into the Vancouver zone. Leafs dropped it behind the net for Bordeleau. Sent along the end boards. Leafs chasing the puck. Good battle going along the end boards. Alberts comes up with the puck for Vancouver. Bounced it out to center ice, and that took a funny hop and picked up. And Tostito's chance is deflected by Benoit, out of play.
Oh, for J.S. Giguère, he's done so many things in his career, Mike. He's won Stanley Cups. He has been the Conn Smythe winner for MVP in the playoffs. But what he's never done is win 7 in a row. He's won 7 consecutive games for the Colorado Avalanche. And they've all been big, of course, but maybe as far as the mental state of the Avalanche, not many bigger than that last game against Calgary.
7-0 record, this being his 9th start of the season. There was a great shot by Garrison in terms of how hard and fast that puck was going. Missed the net, but boy, that thing came off his stick in a hurry. And Garrison's been playing well. He's on a 3-game point streak with a goal and 4 assists for the Canucks. Backhanded in from center ice by Kessler. Tip back behind the net, a steal, centered, chance, score! Vancouver Canucks take advantage of a steal behind the Colorado net and get that first goal scored by Mike Zanarelli, his 7th goal of the season.
Well, the hero of last game was Higgins. He scored a goal in overtime to give that game to the Vancouver Canucks. And he starts off this game like he just sort of sucked the defenseman into believing he was going one way, went the other, and then all of a sudden, bucks out front. But nice read by Higgins. Like the defense of the Avalanche thought he's coming hard at him, so he could punch it behind the net to his defensive partner. Instead, he floated after it and picked it up.
And then Zanarelli makes a nice move to get around Giguère to get the goal. We give you our summary of the goal. Zanarelli, 7th goal at 5:34 the first period, and the assist going to Higgins, his 8th assist of the season.
But for the Vancouver Canucks, it's always going to be that secondary scoring. You know what you're going to get from the top line. And if that top line is going to include Ryan Kessler, Mike, I mean, then you have to find that next line. And that's where Santorelli and Mike has done a terrific job. That's his 19th point in the season. He was a free agent this season that they signed, and he has been terrific for the Vancouver Canucks.
Mitchell is set to take the face-off for Colorado. He's tossed out, and Max Talbot works his way to the face-off dot. Took a little while here to get this puck drop finally put down, and the Canucks are on it. Scooped up and carried behind the net by Alberts. Played it down the ice, and it bounces into the Colorado zone. Holden has the puck. Boy, he's being harassed, but able to make the pass to center ice. Talbot receives the pass from Mitchell for Barrie. And the defenseman trailing on the play shoots the puck wide. Clobbered back behind the net for Talbot. He'll chase the puck to the corner. A couple of Canucks on him. Mitchell then turns and shoots, and it blocked. Talbot fights off a hit. He's got the puck in the slot for Mitchell. Oh, boy. That one went off of the blocker of Luongo and then out of play. Great hustle for Max Talbot, setting it up for a chance. But the Canucks do have the early first period lead. Time for Who is in the Groove? And we're talking about rookie game-winning goals. Those are some guys that are in the groove right now.
You know, Mike, and it's interesting, in this little stretch of now 11 games in 19 days, the Avalanche have played the first two in that stretch. This is game 3, but they're going to see all 3 of those rookies. So all 4 of those rookies are going to play against each other. Pretty good look at maybe an early feel for who's going to get that, some Calder, talk as the season goes along.
Edouard sends the puck behind the Vancouver net. Canucks are on it, centering in front. Played up the ice and carried to center by Brad Richardson, former Colorado Avalanche player. Thrown out in front, Wolf of Giguère. Avalanche move the puck. Brought through center by O'Reilly with Parenteau to his left. Send it off the boards, and Parenteau after the puck. Spins it around, waiting near side. Corey Sarch put it back behind the Vancouver net. Parenteau will get to it in the corner. Santorelli's got the goal. Sends the puck up the board, spat it ahead at the center ice. Both teams trying to get possession, settle the puck down. Finally, Corey Sarch gave it to Benoit, shoots it down the ice, and the Avs are called for icing.
Well, in 2010, Canada came a-calling. Who was the Olympic winner as far as gold medal goaltender? It was Roberto Luongo. And Mike, and it looks like it may be Luongo's to lose again this year. He may be that starting goaltender for the Canadian Olympic Club. And you think that isn't talked about a lot here in Canada? Wow, they just dissect that Olympic club. You think they're picking 8 clubs the way they go after it.
O'Reilly sends the puck to the corner. 12:25 to go, first period. Pass to center ice and tipped by Henrik Sedin. Batted that in the corner by Erik Johnson. Henrik Sedin took away the puck, makes the pass to his twin brother Daniel. Back to Henrik. Duchesne trying to stay with him. Henrik works his way in front of the net, turns and shoots. Top of the crease. Tipped in by the Canucks, but Erik Johnson then turns and moves the puck around the boards. And the Canucks collapse on him along the far side. All 3 forwards were there along the boards. And the puck is lifted over the glass and out of play.
Well, for the Avalanche, Mike, they lost those 3 games in a row. And since that time, Patrick Roy Club has gone 6-2. But, inside of that, they know that they need to get some guys going. They're not going to have Tanguay back. They thought initially maybe just a couple of weeks. It's certainly going to be a longer than that. But you've got to get O'Reilly, Stastny. They've got it, they're the guys. Duchesne now has had an assist, Mike, in the Avalanche's last 9 games. He missed a couple of those games, but he needs to get back to that early play that he gave the Avalanche so much offensively.
Canucks with the puck in the Avalanche zone. Booth with a backhand pass towards the point. Intercepted. Avalanche are on it. Carried in by Talbot. Gets stood up. He tried to go wide around Bieksa. To the point. Shot by Holden. Slapped wide. Talbot for the Avalanche. He's tripped. That'll be a penalty on Vancouver. And the Avalanche are going to get the first power play opportunity of the game. Kevin Bieksa Going to the penalty box for that trip on Max Talbot.
Vancouver minor penalty number 3, tripping.
Well, on paper, Mike, this is going to be tough for the Avalanche. The Vancouver Canucks are the best penalty-killing team in the NHL. The Avalanche are in a little bit of one of those funks that all power plays go into. Like they were in the last 6 games, they're 0 for 19. They're 0 for 4 last game. But this is where a group of games like this can turn around if that power play can start to click.
Exactly 3 minutes after the Santorelli goal gave Vancouver a 1-0 lead, the Avalanche get a power play opportunity. If they have score on the power play, lucky winner will get tickets to an upcoming game. For a chance to win, register at afwonline.com/altitude. And we do have a whistle. Referee's got his hand up. Ian Walsh making a call. And this is going to be against the Avs. You see John Mitchell going in the box.
I don't think anybody knew it's going to be slashing. There were sticks lying around on the ice. I think Mitchell's stick ended up being one of those ones that was on the ice.
Mitchell called for slashing.
I thought his stick. Here's the play as it comes across. Now here's Mitchell just.
Tell me where you saw a slash there, Peter.
I think, well, it looked like it was Mitchell that had lost his stick.
Well, that power play for the Avalanche lasted just 17 seconds. You can see the look on Patrick Waugh's face as Mitchell has to go to the penalty box for slashing. So it's 4-on-4 hockey with the Canucks leading 1-0. Matt Duchene curls into the Vancouver zone. Poke checked. And it's getting to the bench, just jumping on Corey Sarch. And he'll play the puck across. That's sent deeper into the Vancouver zone. Tanev moves the puck around to the near side boards. 10:40 to go in the period. Nice steal. Duchene with a chance. And then the save by Luongo. Best chance of the game for the Avalanche. And it comes off the stick of Matt Duchene, but it's still 1-0 Vancouver.
These 4-on-4 situations, it's always fascinating who the coaches go with. It was Stastny and Duchene for the Avalanche, and now they come out with O'Reilly and McKinnon. And again, we talk about the importance of McKinnon inside of this lineup, like how it's increasing. When the season first started, they wanted to sort of hold him back and put him into spots. Now, let's go. Just get him out there whenever it's the right time.
He's out there right now. So are the Sedins. 10:25 to go in the period. A minute remaining in the Bieksa penalty. And a minute 10 to go in the Mitchell penalty. Garrison. Forward check by O'Reilly. Sends it up ice for Daniel Sedin. He gives to Hendrick. The captain for the Canucks goes back to his brother Daniel, to Henrik. 4-on-4 hockey, giving this dangerous Sedin twins that much more room to make something happen. Johnson on Daniel Sedin. And Henrik with the puck being worked on by Gennin. Stanton can't hold the puck in and he's got to swat it back to the Vancouver zone. 20 more seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. We're halfway through the first period. A goal by Mike Santorelli from Chris Higgins at 5:34. Right now that is the difference in the game. 6 shots for the Avs, 2 for the Canucks. Cleach takes the puck for the Avalanche. Backhands it down the board, but that is blocked by Higgins. And now it's a power play opportunity, 17 seconds worth for the Vancouver Canucks. So the Canucks are came into this game ranked #1 on the penalty kill, but their power play is 25th in the league. And their power play is now done. We get a whistle. So each team gets a short power play. It's still 1-0 Vancouver.
A couple of first-year coaches as far as the clubs are coaching now. John Tortorella, veteran coach, won a Stanley Cup in Tampa Bay, and Patrick Roy, who won a lot of Stanley Cups too in Montreal too with the Avalanche. But Michael, this is the only question you say is why? Why in the last 21 games have you won once? Here. And not once in the last 8 games. It doesn't make any sense. But things like that don't. And that's one of the things that a coach like Patrick Roy really wants to eliminate as far as those buildings that the Avalanche can win in, or those situations that they can't win in.
Oh, big shot by Holden over the head of Luongo. Back to the point for Barrie. Peters, have more than just the feeling. It's not just, hey, we can't win there. It's the feeling of, oh boy, we got to go there. We just can't win. Where you've already given up before you start. You want to get rid of that sort of thing, right?
Because it's like, oh, they'll score first, and all of a sudden you're down. You know, you're like, oh, here we go again. Or you get up by 1, you take a penalty, and you expect to be scored on the power play. Those are things you just have to stop.
Sastny makes the pass for Parenteau. Long pass across O'Reilly. Cuts in. Nice move in the shot. Then deflect off of Luongo and into the netting above the glass, out of play.
O'Reilly coming down the wall. What a nice pass by Parenteau. Nice. I mean, that was a board-to-board pass. When you make a pass on the tape to a guy that's that far away, it's going to catch the defenseman a little bit off guard. Because he's backing up, he's not expecting that perfect a pass. And all of a sudden O'Reilly, who's so much bigger and stronger, I think, than most people realize. He's a powerful guy.
Puck comes to center ice. Daniel Sedin pushes the puck in. And you've said that the new coach using the Sedins even more than they had been playing before. And boy, that's really evident already here in this first period. They've been out on the ice a lot. This time they're out with Hansen, so they're playing not just with Kessler. I mean, they're getting a lot of playing time with some other players as well.
You take Kessler, you take Sedin, Mike. They're 2, 3, 4 minutes by forwards this season. Only Crosby has played more than those 3.
Kessler, 22 minutes and 12 seconds of time on ice per game, second most in the league.
Now, you look at it, Mike, and it's like, wow. I mean, Sidney Crosby is an all-situational player. Ryan Kessler is an all-situational player for the Vancouver Canucks, and when you're playing that much, that means that they've got to be killing some penalties on top of it. You can't just be playing that much time just at even strength and power play.
Canucks with the puck in the Avalanche zone. Shot blocked by Johnson. Puck stays in play. Played back to the point. Shot around behind the net for Booth. Trying to get away. Up the boards, and a good hit by Cleese. Frees up the puck. Garrison hustles but cannot keep it in. Pass across for Alberts. Can't find it. Finally reached back and then saw the puck. Pushed to the head, but then launched in by Cleese. Waved across by Luongo. Turned up the near side boards, Alberts. And the Canucks can't get out of their own zone. Avalanche do a nice job of pinning them back. Backhanded around, swatted at along the far side by Weiss. And Garrison for the Canucks over to Alberts. Good forecheck by the Avalanche. Center ice pass for Booth. Shot in. Snatched up by defenseman Andre Benoit. He'll weave his way through center. Shoots the puck to the corner. Drops there. Bieksa hit along the backboards by Talbot. And Mitchell fights for the puck. Talbot as well. Cleared, but not out. Boy, the Avalanche putting some pressure on here. Trying to take advantage of perhaps a turnover if they put that pressure on. Bouncing puck along the wall. Finally pushed to center, but the Avalanche on it in the neutral zone.
Mike, this has been a terrific period for the Avalanche defensively. The Vancouver Canucks.
There's a steal by Mitchell. Nice move. Backhander missed it wide. And Talbot goes back to the point for Holden. Behind the net for McGinn. Back to the corner. Talbot threw it on goal. And a save made by Luongo. Back to center ice. The Avalanche come right back in. They're really pushing the play. Backhanded to the net and covered by Luongo. And he's got the puck in his glove. And we'll be back for the remaining part of the first period. Canucks lead the game 1-0. Let's play a little Did You Know? Brought to you, as always, by Stevenson Automotive. Which Hall of Fame goaltender did J.F. Giguère tie with his 258th career win with the C1 Ken Dryden C2, my boyhood hero. The great Eddie Jockman. For C3, Jacques Plante. You can win some tickets to an Avalanche game. Come on, Eddie Jockman, really?
Remember the first time I was in LA? The LA Kings, the Rangers came to town the first time.
Right.
They got Eddie Giacomin. I wish I had a tape of that for you. In goal for the New York Rangers, Eddie Giacomin.
Oh, this is wrong. Chased down by Kessler. He'll make a pass out to center right, but the Avalanche, again, they're really playing well defensively. Their sticks are in the right place. Nice pass. Stastny then trying to send it back in front. Had it deflect into the screen and out of play.
Well, talking to the coaches after the game, they were, after last game against Calgary, they were raving about the third and fourth line. You know, the Avalanche know that they're going to have that top two lines. That's the skill, but then you need a certain type of player on the third and fourth line, and they have to come with energy and hard work. And Mike throwing a goal every once in a while, and they did that in the last game. Is in one shift, they scored 2 goals that turned that whole game around.
Canucks have the puck, brought through center by Booth, and he'll dump it in. Avalanche after it. Peter, I still don't know if I can ever forget the fact that you didn't introduce me to Eddie Jockman in New York. You would saw him after the game. Never even a thought, like, you know what, Mike might want to meet his boyhood hero. Landeskog has the puck. Pushed it in the corner. No, just tell me the next day about what a great conversation you had with him. Duchesne along the end boards, trying to get free. Works his way to the corner. Back to the near side for Landeskog. Henrik Sedin watching him. And the Avalanche in the Vancouver zone, spending time there. They've outshot the Canucks 10-2 in this first period. McKinnon pinch it in from the point. Drop the puck in the corner. McKinnon, Duchesne, Landeskog out there for the Avalanche. Henrik Sedin will take the puck. Pass up ice for Booth. And from the red line, it is shot in. Giguère handles the puck. Giguère getting a little feisty in front of the net. He felt a little traffic there. Gave a little cross check. That was certainly part of the story against Calgary on Friday night. A lot of crease traffic from the Flames. To the point, Benoit shot wide of the net. Back up the boards. Sarch holds it in at the point. Bounced it behind the Vancouver net. Canucks on it. Shot around the boards. Puck held in. Sarch shot wide. Benoit pinching in from the point. Overskates the puck, but Cleach supporting. Shoots it around the shelf. It'll drop down. Pass in front for Bordelot. Reaching for it. It comes free. The Canucks have the puck. Lifted to center by Weiss. Avalanche right back at it. Pass across. Sarch long shots, and that is caught by Luongo. 11th shot of this first period for the Avalanche.
Again, last game we were talking about it. Tonight we're talking about this fourth line: McLeod, Cleach, and Bordelot. The impact they can have. Like, this is the 3 games in 4 nights, and that's an old hockey staple. You would always play 3 games in 4 nights. This is only the 2nd time this season the Avalanche have done that. So again, for Patrick Roy, he wants to get everybody into the game.
And Mitchell's line back out. They were terrific against the Flames on Friday. Peeled away after the faceoff, Ryan Stanton. There's the puck to center, but that puck is not going past the red line very often in the last 6 minutes here in this first period. Canucks, Higgins does send it into the Avalanche zone. That's good hit by Sargent on the backboards. Puck spun around. Stanton comes down the boards, shoots it around. Cassian pushed the puck along the end boards. It's scooped up by Higgins. He set up the first goal. This time he walks out in front. Poke check, shot by Tanev, missed. Backhand try, and before Higgins could stuff it in, there was a swarm of Avalanche players preventing it from happening.
And Giguère, Mike, just drove across. There's nothing, it wasn't technically sound. He was just being a goaltender.
Dumped in from center. Giguère had his arm up, hoping there was going to be an icing call. Didn't happen. Parenteau threads a pass through for Stastny. He shoots. Save made by Luongo. Batted back behind the net. 2:15 to go in the period. Kessler at center. McGinnon. And Hansen right on his back. Played along the boards by Kessler. Worked it out in front, backhand. Oh, brilliant save made by Giguere. He got across for that right leg just in time. Canucks hold the puck in. Garrison fires a pass across. And shot towards the net and caught by Giguere. Well, the Avs have been doing a lot of work in the Vancouver zone. Giguere wasn't too busy, but then he suddenly had to make a couple of terrific saves.
Yeah, and, you know, for talking to some people, here's the one where, Mike, there's nothing technically sound about that. That's just knowing that I got to get back. But, you know, just talking with J.S. Giguere, Mike, that's the lockout last year. He was able to really work on the stretching and get himself about as flexible, as healthy as he's been in a long time. And you can see it last year and certainly this season.
Behind the net, Santorelli's got the goal in this game. And the puck to Henrik Sedin. Steal by the Avs. Quick pass. Banks all the way down the ice. And the Avalanche are called for icing. Stop by Cooney Lexus during the December to Remember sales event for exceptional offers on new Lexus all-wheel drive sedans and SUVs. Luxury has an address, Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village and Colorado Springs.
Now, with playing Vancouver, now the only club in the Western Conference the Avalanche have not played, Mike, is San Jose. That will be their last final team, and they'd round everybody out in the West.
Memory serves me, is it December 23rd?
The 23rd, last game of this stretch for the Avalanche.
Last game before the Christmas break. Avalanche trailing 1-0, 70 seconds to go in the period, but it's been a good period for the Avalanche. They've outshot the Canucks 12-3, done a lot of good things defensively, just have not gotten that goal. McGinnon swats the puck to the center, comes back to him, sends a pass behind Duchesne. Tanev takes away the puck for Vancouver. Turns it up the boards, and the puck carried to center ice. They give to Henrik Sedin. Well, the Sedin seemingly on the ice every other shift here in this first period. To the point. Loose puck, save, rebound. Oh, how did that not go in? Shot gets blocked and turned back towards the point. Kept in by the Canucks. Oh my, what an opportunity for the Canucks, and the Avalanche did not give up the goal.
Was that one of the defensemen behind Giguere? Holden was standing there, and now
pass in front, picked off. Henrik Sedin will send the puck to center ice. Santorelli carries over the line, patient with the puck. Dozen seconds left. Pass behind. Daniel Sedin lets it go. Bieksa pass behind the Avalanche net. Knocked down and sent back up the boards. Kessler has the puck. Time running out. There's the last shot of the period by Stanton. Giguere makes the save as we come to the end of the first period of play. Peter, a lot to be happy about for the Avalanche. Oh, that nice save by Holden. That puck was going in, wasn't it?
Absolutely. He reaches in behind right there.
Oh, that was close.
Nick Holden. Good. You know, Mike, that's one of those plays. You just held your ground, and you helped out your goaltender.
Nick Holden helping out. There he is. There's Giguere. Only one got by him. They go by Mike Santorelli from Chris Higgins at 5:34. That's the difference in the game right now. 1-0 Vancouver. Up next on Altitude is our Toyota Intermission Report. Vancouver with an early goal, leading this game 1-0. Although the Avalanche threw everything but the kitchen sink at Roberto Luongo during that first period of play. They did everything they were supposed to do, just could not get that tying goal.
Yeah, you take the score away, and that's what the Avalanche have faced for so many years, a dominating period by Vancouver. But the Avalanche were the team that dominated. They were moving the puck. They were getting open. Luongo made a couple of blocker saves. Absolutely outstanding. But it was shift after shift for the Avalanche. They passed the puck well. They clogged up the neutral zone. The Vancouver Canucks really almost didn't get in the zone, Mike, until late. And Nick Holden just pushes that one away. Looks like it was sliding in to give the Vancouver Canucks a 2-1 lead. And here's Giguere, goes across. Thanks, Big Bye. Thank you very much. And Nick Holden, off he goes, Mike. But, you know, for the Avalanche, they would take that every single period.
Save percentage, 1,000.
know
pretty
what?
good.
Apparently he was really good young goaltender, but he gave it up to be a defenseman. So. No, that's for the Avalanche. I mean, you're in the locker room, Mike, you build on that. You come out and you're just going to do exactly the same thing.
Bieksa handles the puck, shoots it ahead into the Avalanche zone. Wheeled towards the front of the net and deflected off of the stick of Daniel Sedin out of play. But Sedin pointing that it went off of the Avalanche player, so the faceoff should be in the Colorado zone. See if the referee or linesman concur.
The Avalanche are just going to stand there.
They were waiting. Canucks were trying to line up in the Avalanche zone, weren't they?
Paul Stastny and Erik Johnson, they just stood there. No, that's not going to work.
Stastny against Henrik Sedin for the faceoff. Chase down, Bieksa drops the puck in the corner. Henrik Sedin. Gannon. Pass to center, and it's tipped into the Vancouver zone. Stastny's got it. Jason, back to center. Daniel Sedin. Backhands the puck to the corner. Backhanded behind the net for Henrik Sedin. Erik Johnson, the Avalanche, all over him. Jannik Hansen back to the point. Bouncing puck in front of the net. Scooped away to the corner. Batted down. Bieksa. His stick too high when he played that puck. Avalanche trailing the Canucks 1-0. Spend your holidays with the Avalanche. Pick any 4 games remaining this season and get your pick of a signed mini helmet by Nathan MacKinnon. Gabe Landeskog or Matt Duchene, packages starting at just $90. Go to ColoradoAvalanche.com. Twelve shots for the Avs, 6 for the Canucks. They're in that first period of play as J.S. Shigear holds the puck. Have a face-off for the Avalanche zone.
Well, 6 outdoor games, as we mentioned last game against Calgary and Vancouver Canucks. March 2nd, Ottawa comes to town. The Vancouver Canucks right across the street at BC Place, where they play the football. British Columbia Lions play their CFL football. And I'll tell you, the hype here in town, the great jerseys, too, that both clubs are going to wear, the vintage jerseys, they're really neat.
I'm looking forward to that, sure. Tanev gets the pass, dumped it in. Slapped around the boards. Duchene will carry the puck to center ice. Cuts across the middle. He shoots it high. Off the end boards for MacKinnon. Duchene reaching for the puck. And the puck comes free. Pass to center. Broken up. To the line. Vancouver onside. Landeskog, though, will get to the puck. Slips the puck behind the net. Slammed around. Kicked back down the boards for Higgins. And behind the net for Kessler. Santorelli. Down from behind the net with the puck. Back to Santorelli. Shoots, and a kick save made by Shigear, and he quickly covers the rebound.
Just watching, some of the byplay. This has not been a particularly mean hockey game. You got MacKinnon driving to the net. You see, like, the respect that he gets. He and Duchene, how far the defenseman backed in. It gave Duchene a pretty good shot just because of the speed that they came at the blue line with.
Backhanded around, not out of the zone though, by Tyson Barrie. On the end boards, it is given a kick. Wraparound try, and that one just slipped away. Back out to center ice. Boy, the Canucks rushed the net, and Kassian had a great chance, but it slipped under his stick.
The Canucks have come out with a much better effort here offensively in this second period.
The Avalanche had the puck. Bordeleau passed to McLeod. Stick check from behind. Kassian shoots the puck to the corner. Charging after it. Barrie trying to slow him down for the Avalanche, and Bordeleau arrives. Moves the puck around the boards. Bieksa pinched in. Bounce it back for Richardson. Played a little over 3 minutes in our second period. Still 1-0 for Vancouver. Centering pass for Richardson, broken up. Avalanche. Marc-Andre Cleach scoops the puck to center. Avs make a line change. Bieksa moves in with the puck, coming wide. Circles behind the Avs net. Centering try for Richardson, but he was being checked by Gennon. Weiss gives the puck to Booth. Poke check by Gennon. Stanton sent it behind the net for Weiss. He gets checked. And Barry takes the handoff to Mitchell. He'll carry to center ice. Moves the puck over the line. Onside Avalanche. Pass down the middle. Nice play. Shot knocked down by Luongo. And the Canucks give away the puck. Mitchell stole it. He's in. He shoots it. Oh, I can't believe it. Luongo makes the save. The puck's still alive. Pass to the side of the net. Shot off the side of the Vancouver net. McGinn's got it. Poke check by Richardson. Slapped at by Bieksa. And the puck tied up against the near side boards. What a great chance for John Mitchell. Robbed by Luongo. Canucks move to center. Booth cutting through the middle circle. Chips the puck in and goes to the bench for a line change. Meanwhile, the Avalanche have possession. Johnson's long pass to center. O'Reilly takes it quickly down the far side wing. Parenteau's chance is caught and covered by Roberto Luongo.
Well, this line again, great opportunity on some good forecheck, good hustle, good read by. Did they play his hands? Here's Mitchell coming in. Mitchell seems right here to have him beat. And it just slid off his stick. Just. Nope. Went to throw it into him, and I thought he was going to pull it all the way across, and he went to sort of shovel it through.
Hansen carries down the wing. Dropped off the boards. And a hit by Sark screws up the puck from Henrik Sedin. Smacked around. Came out of the zone. Tapped back in. Henrik Sedin reaches for the puck. He gathers it. Benoit took it back to the Avalanche. The puck around the boards. O'Reilly for Colorado. Center ice for Paul Stastny. He shoots and whistled that one wide. Parenteau. Stastny comes to the corner for the puck, but Garrison takes it for the Canucks. Pass up the ice. Tip to Henrik Sedin. He leads Hansen over the line. Takes the shot and whips the puck around the shelf in the Avalanche zone. Higgins batted it back. Duchesne tips it to the corner for Barry to take. Turned it behind the net for Holden. Turns it around the boards. And a tip in front sends the puck wide of the net. Kessler, handoff, Santorelli in, backhander, and he missed wide. Had a good chance, he cut right to the middle. Kessler after the puck in the corner. Powers his way through, backhand try, but Giguère cut across and then covers the puck at the side of the Avalanche net. Good pace to this period. Vancouver still leads 1-0.
Tyson Barrie, Mike, one of the things for a young defenseman is knowing who has the puck. When you're going up against a guy like Kassian or some of these great big guys, Michael, you have to just leverage. You have to use leverage, and you have to play the stick. Now watch, he's not going to crash in on Kassian because you're going to lose that battle. But see the stick. Watch the stick of Barrie. Comes in, takes the pass away, mirrors the puck, nothing happens right there, and all of a sudden the puck is out of the zone. If a guy is that much bigger, you got to know it. You battle against him. You're going to lose that battle. He's going to spin off you, come up front. That way you just play your position, use your stick.
What do you mean by mirroring the puck?
The mirroring the puck is that's the blade of your stick is right on the puck. You put the puck right down by the puck. You're mirroring where the other man's blade of his stick is and the puck is. You put it right there, and you just follow that along. You track that along. You keep it there. You don't allow him. That's how I see so many pucks now going up into the crowd because the players do that so well.
After the Avalanche faceoff, McLeod shoots the puck from center into the Vancouver zone. Albert took a hit from Talbot. Pass blocked at the line by Johnson. And Albert's pass to center ice. Henrik Sedin moving down the wing. Threw it back around. Got touched by a high stick, but Referee allowed it to play on after the Avalanche got to the puck first. Scooped around by Gennon. McLeod for Colorado. Pass to Mitchell. The Avalanche get some numbers in. Johnson, nice pass. Mitchell has to twist back towards the far side. Higgins watching him. Mitchell still controlling the puck. Pass to O'Reilly. Gives to Johnson. His shot blocked in front of the net by Jason Garrison. Bounce down the ice. Attempt for Higgins. They can't connect. And so the Avs are called, the Canucks are called for icing.
Now for Erik Johnson, like he was +1 last game against Calgary. Of course, an amazing +2 against the Edmonton Oilers in an 8-2 loss for the Avalanche. But Mitchell's had some good chances. And boy, Mike, has he been good of late.
Yes, he has.
You look at his situation now, in the last 8 games for Mitchell, he's at 8 points. But Erik Johnson, you know, just talking to him after last game, he knows, Mike, and it's on the players' minds. And you know what? It should be. This is an Olympic year. And some of these players want so desperately to be in that situation. A timeout for the Vancouver Canucks. You know, and I know for Erik Johnson, Mike, when the season started, he wasn't on many lists as far as that guy going to the Olympics. He had been in the last time here in Vancouver. He had been in the Olympics. He won a silver medal. But he desperately wants to go. And it's something that's going to push you. It's something that's going to be that little, whenever you're maybe don't really want work, say, wait a minute, you know, let's get going. And that's only a compliment to Erik Johnson, because he has forced every single person that's on that selection committee to really look at his game.
Well, those plus minus numbers just jump right out at you.
He's +18.
Stastny on the draw. Alberts for the Canucks, chipping the puck to center. Parenteau pushed the puck in. Garrison got it back for Vancouver. Pass down the ice. Got another icing call on Vancouver.
Well, let's look at John Mitchell and what he has done for the Avalanche tonight. He is a member of the Avalanche's best line last game against the Calgary Flames, but Mike, he's got great skills in close. As much as any Avalanche players, he sort of makes guys miss when he is stick handling.
He and Parenteau really got that ability. Another icing call. That's 3 in a row against the Vancouver Canucks.
They're trying to get some people off the ice, but the Avalanche, again, the pressure of the Avalanche, with their speed, they get on you so quickly. And if you're not, if your defensive partner, the winger on your side, isn't getting open immediately, you're in trouble.
Henrik Sedin against Paul Stastny. Garrison gets the puck, able to shoot it out to center ice. Parenteau had it, brought in offside. That allowed the Canucks to finally make the changes they want to. Avalanche going to change up as well. 12:22 to go in the second period. Still 1-0 for the Canucks. An early goal by Mike Santorelli of the Canucks holding up. 7th of the year for Chris Higgins at 5:34 the first period.
Same kind of situation as last game against Calgary Flames, and in one shift, the Avalanche got 2 goals and turned it all around.
Duchesne swats that puck away from Kessler, sending it into the Vancouver bench. So we'll have another face-off just outside the Avalanche blue line.
Just talking about the Olympics, there are a lot of players on both of these clubs that are going to be going, or are right on the bubble right now. As far as Kessler will be going for Team USA, he and Paul Stastny probably going to be a couple of center icemen for Team USA.
Benoit's long pass to the neutral zone. McKinnon tried to throw it off the boards and then get around the defenseman to get to the puck. Didn't work. Offside. Called on the Vancouver Canucks.
So the President's Trophy is the award for the team, Mike, that has the best regular season record. In other words, the most points during the regular season. See Chicago last year, Vancouver. Mike, this has been a club that's been really good. Of course, it was a couple of years ago that they had that 3-2 lead in the series against the Boston Bruins. in the Stanley Cup Finals, and Boston took the last 2 games and just tore the heart out of this city.
He was a former Canuck, no? Ever since they came into the league, still searching for that first Stanley Cup win. Had a couple of those Game 7s, 1994 against the Rangers. Couldn't win that one. Through center ice, McKinnon. Down the slot, moving across, and it's kicked away by Luongo. Shane stood up at the line. Down to 11:15 remaining in the period. McKinnon rifle that puck in, bouncing around behind the net. Luongo finally fielded it. Got down the ice. There was a hit. Bordeleau on Tanev. There's going to be a penalty. Patrick Bordeleau. His argument was that it was a clean hit. Referee Ian Walsh disagreeing.
Colorado minor penalty, roughing.
Well, if it's not boarding, it usually means that the hands are up a little too high and you're coming in a little too aggressively. Bordeleau, I mean, I think you know, as much as anything, you get caught being too big in a situation like that. You're just, when the man disappears behind the other guy, sometimes.
Does your reputation precede you at times?
Yeah, absolutely, and the, you know, the idea that you know that they're looking to make that big hit.
So a power play chance for the Canucks. They had a 17-second power play earlier in the first period. Here's their second of the game. And all this talent, this Canucks team ranked 25th on the power play. Roughing penalty. Bordeleau called an 8:57. Seconds so far into the penalty on Bordeleau. They give to Henrik Sedin. Pass across for Jason Garrison. Down the boards, Henrik and Daniel. Pitch and catch in the face-off circle. 1:10 to go in the penalty. Shot by Garrison with Kessler parked right at the top of the crease. That's a lot of body right in front of Giguère. Cleared out by the Avalanche. The Canucks will have to change up, so their top power play unit pulls off the ice. Bieksa carries the puck to center. Makes the pass. Santorelli sends it over. Bieksa. Chopped at by Benoit. Higgins going to move along the end boards in the Colorado zone. And trying to kill this penalty. Another 35 seconds left in the 2-minute minor for roughing called on Patrick Bordeleau. Hansen waiting at the blue line. Sends it down the boards for Chris Higgins. Side of the net. Bounced away into the far face-off circle. Tanev was on the receiving end of that hit by Bordeleau. Gets the pass from Bieksa. Far circle, inching his way in. The shot and off the arm of Giguère and slapped out of the zone by Corey Sarch of the Avalanche. That'll do it. The Avs did a nice job of penalty killing.
Solid effort for the Avalanche. Giguère, that hit his glove hand, Mike, and he just sort of swatted it into the corner.
Dumped in by the Canucks. Bordeleau served his 2 minutes. Back to even strength with the Canucks still leading this game 1-0. Booth with a chance, and that is deflected away by the Avs' Paul Stastny. 8:46 to go in the second. 1-0 lead for the Vancouver Canucks in Vancouver.
And when you're looking at it, Mike, it could not be much closer. The Avalanche could actually go from 4th place in the Central and 7th place sort of overall into 2nd place in the Central with a win tonight. And key to look at, though, Minnesota Wild will play 5 more games than the Avalanche.
And the Avalanche have beaten them twice already this season. Avalanche trying to move their way into the Vancouver zone, but it's the Canucks who control the puck. Got across the rink for Dale Weiss. Tangle right in front of the blue line. Finally dragged over the line. The puck popped free. Slapped in by Nate Gennet. The Avs trailing 1-0 to this Vancouver Canucks team, winners of their last 3 games. Brad Richardson moves in. Duchesne took the puck from him. Took a bump. Sends the puck to O'Reilly. He'll shoot it into the Vancouver zone. Tanev. Pass through the middle. Tipped by Santorelli. He tries to cut to the front of the net. Push back towards the boards. Turns the puck around for Kessler. His shot stopped by Giguère. And the crowd groaned him because they saw the puck was still free, but the referee had lost sight of it and blew the play dead.
Now, this is coming into tonight's action. You look at the Colorado Avalanche. We're the quickest team as far as games played to get to 20 wins. You see Chicago Blackhawks, they're probably going to get to 21 tonight and after 32 games, but Anaheim, 5 games more than the Avalanche. Pittsburgh, 4 more games than the Avalanche. Blackhawks will, because the Avalanche are playing tonight, it'll be still be 4 games that they've played more than the Avalanche, but what a record. Like, the quickest team in the National Hockey League with 20 wins.
Absolutely remarkable, isn't it? Are they getting enough credit in the hockey world here for what they're doing? I
think people are waiting for it to stop. I get the feeling around that, yeah, it's been a good story, but I don't really believe it quite yet.
Talbot snaps the puck around the boards. And McGinn's pass intended for Mitchell. Doesn't work out. Slammed by Sarch into the Vancouver zone. Long pass through center and the good one, Cassian. Sarch right on him. Cassian turns, shoots the puck behind the Avalanche net. Slammed around by Gennon. Chased to the near side, Tanev. Landeskog took a hit from Cassian. Landeskog came into this game 4-game point streak with a couple of goals and 4 assists. Nobody on the Avalanche has gotten on the score sheet in this game. They trail 1-0. Daniel Sedin. 10 goals this season. Working along the boards. Puck comes past the point. Back into the Vancouver end.
The play certainly has gotten a little scrambly here in the second period as both clubs doing a good job in the neutral zone.
Henrik Sedin got a man with him, gives him the puck. Puck ends up going into the corner. Bounce free, Henrik Sedin to the side of the net. Turned back, Henrik Sedin let it go for his brother. Back from Daniel, back to Daniel from Henrik. Gennon hanging on Daniel Sedin. Makes the handoff to Henrik. Protects the puck to get up high in the slot. Backhands it down. Through the middle. Pushed around the boards by Erik Johnson. Knocked back behind the net towards Daniel Sedin. Gives it to Henrik. Duchesne staying with him. Pass behind the net for Hansen. Around Stanton. Tied up in the corner. Erik Johnson got to the puck. Knocked it free. And Landeskog gets the pass. Got McKinnon to his right. Drops the puck in and is making a line change. Duchesne's line goes to the bench. Stastny's line comes out for Colorado. Pass through the middle. Deflected. And the Vancouver Canucks are called for icing. Let's look at what's on tap for the Avalanche. Brought to you by Coors Light. Please join us again Tuesday night. The Avalanche are back home. And they'll be hosting the Phoenix Coyotes. We'll start at 6:30 here on Altitude Sports.
It continues a streak of games for the Avalanche. So important. Phoenix, one of those clubs just behind the Colorado Avalanche, then Winnipeg, and then Minnesota and Dallas twice in a row.
Right out to center ice. Picked off by Barry. Given to O'Reilly. He shoots the puck to the corner. Rolled back behind the net. Well, there's a big collision in the corner. As Evan Parenteau's pass. Blocked by Kessler. O'Reilly centered for Stastny. Deflected away. Santorelli. Gives the puck to Higgins. He'll chip the puck in. Snapped around the boards. Waiting along the near side. Paul Stastny. He gives to P.A. Parenteau. Cuts in. Shot deflected wide. Avs get on it. Stastny has the puck. The side of the net intended for O'Reilly. Slipped away. Back to center ice. Bouncing puck. Corralled by Higgins. Got a man in front. Threw it to the side of the net. Heard that clang off the side of the Avalanche net. Shot by Tanev is caught by Giguère. No rebound allowed. And we'll have a face-off in the Avalanche zone when we come back. In Vancouver, British Columbia, 1-0 Canucks.
Well, Vancouver Canucks remains ahead of Colorado Avalanche 1-0. And Michael, let's jinx Roberto Luongo. Shutouts all time. Patrick Waugh, 66. Roberto Luongo in 15th. One behind as far as number in the career. And I think for Patrick Waugh, he had close to 201 goal games. He was he would have so many of those games that were almost shutouts.
Is it safe to say it's harder now or easier now to get shutouts as a goaltender?
Oh, I think that shutouts, Mike, it's ridiculous how many shutouts there are.
Too many?
Oh, wait.
Pass in front off of Talbot. And the Canucks counter. Carried to center. Cassian with some speed into the zone. It's forced back towards the wall. Back to the point. Garrison unloads a shot. That deflected off of a teammate Richardson. Puck comes out to center. Alberts turns and fires that one back in. Benoit will take it for the Avs with 3:30 to go. Second period of play in Vancouver. 1-0 Canucks. Talbot dropped the puck in. Stanton gave it away. Holden winds and fires, and no! The referee said no goal. And the puck comes to the near side boards. Boy, that was a bullet by Holden. Big wind up. Looks like he had a chance there to beat Luongo.
Yeah, just a bad giveaway by the Canucks, and Holden was right there, read the play, bounced in, and Mike, he may have bounced it off a couple of goalposts or a crossbar and a goalpost.
Duchesne just slipped a check. Got a man in front. There's the pass, but it goes wide. Barry twists towards the boards with the puck. Give it behind the net, centered for Duchesne. He shoots, blocked by Kessler. Duchesne in the corner. Pace picking up here in the last 2.5 minutes of the period. Santorelli takes away the puck for Vancouver. He'll send it into the Colorado zone. Barry off the boards, steal by Daniel Sedin, walks right in, he turns, he centers, and it's blocked. Tennant with a chance, send it wide. Henrik Sedin trying to play it off the back of the net, but it's sprung free to the near side wall. Back to center. Both teams trying to almost take advantage of a giveaway. Backhanded up and out. Deflected by Parenteau. Bounced through the middle circle. A race for the puck. Canucks have got it. Hansen shoots and missed wide. Back around the boards. Parenteau. He leads O'Reilly through center ice. Dumped in. O'Reilly gives chase. Harrison, though, able to chip it away for Daniel Sedin. Up ice for Jannik Hansen. Backhanded wide of the net. Gannon plays it towards the corner. 90 seconds to go in the period. They give to O'Reilly with Stastny. Back towards O'Reilly, swatted away by Bieksa.
Well, this is tough sledding if you're a forward trying to create anything on either team.
Not much time or room to do it. Pass, Bieksa, put it behind him. Stanton, wrist shot, blocked in front of the net. Avalanche peel away. Stastny's pass through the middle circle. Richardson tapped it back. Bieksa. The puck to Stanton right up the middle, deflected by Cassian deep into the Avalanche zone. Last minute of the period, and here comes Talbot. He shoots, saved by Luongo. Here's the puck wide. Talbot looked like he was flying in, then got slowed up. Steal in front, and the puck lifted out to center ice. Passes are just not getting through.
Everybody's got their stick, Mike. It's just a smart game defensively by both teams.
Talbot hustles to the corner. Santorelli plays the puck behind the net. The Canucks are going to get called for icing. There's the whistle with 20.7 seconds left in the period.
Well, for Nick Holden, who had the goal in Edmonton, he almost gets his third of the season right here. Oh. Luongo moves out. It is just a rocket from about 40 feet. Oh, Michael.
Oh, it couldn't be any closer to that.
It hits both. It slides across, hits both posts.
After it hit up high, drops down, then slides across. Oh, man. Puck is chipped out, but it hit an Avalanche player sitting on the bench. We'll have another face-off. This time just outside the line. $18 shots for Colorado, 15 for the Canucks. Tough to make anything happen tonight offensively. Benoit sends it across for Landeskog. And Luongo handles the puck. McKinnon turns and shoots. And Luongo had to be sharp. Chance by Benoit, misses on the short side. Centering try by McKinnon, gets blocked. There's the horn. We've come to the end of the period. Well, now we've had 40 minutes of hockey and still just one goal in this game.
Yeah, this again, we're watching two clubs that are battling for these points, and they're making it miserable to try to get anything going offensively. Both goaltenders have made some big saves, but this has just been textbook defensive hockey.
No goals during the second period. Mike Santorelli's first period goal. Right now, that's it. And it's 1-0 in favor of the Vancouver Canucks. Don't go anywhere. Next is the Subaru Intermission Report. Same score at the end of the second period we had at the end of the first period. Nobody was able to score during the second period to play here in Vancouver. So it's still 1-0 in favor of the Canucks. But Nick Holden has been part of some things here during this game. During the first period, he prevented a goal being scored by Vancouver, and then in the second period he was so close to getting the tying goal.
But this is an important stretch of games for Nick Holden. We know that Ryan Wilson is getting closer and closer by the day to coming back for the Avalanche. We know that Jan Hayda fortunately is not as injured as we feared he might be when that play happened in Edmonton. And Mike, I truly believe that being that number 7 defenseman, that guy that's practicing every day, it's the toughest situation. There's no tough job in hockey. That's just not how it works. But it's the toughest situation because the pace in practice is just not what the pace is during the game. And you have to, once you get inside the game situations, Mike, you have to up the ante on every single play. You have to be so involved in it. This is the second time now that Holden has done this, where he's been, that extra guy, and then jumps in. He jumped in for 6 games last time. This is his third game he's been in this situation, and he's done very well.
So you're saying whatever you've learned in the tub, you got to try to apply it.
You try to put it onto the ice. Tub magic is wonderful.
O'Reilly has the puck. And for those of you wondering, what are they referring to? In Edmonton, there was a cousin that held up a sign that said everything. He learned everything. They taught Nick Holden everything in the tub that he has learned through the years.
Yep. And it was all across Canada, of course, on every single sports show.
Batted to the corner, Bieksa. We're underway in our third period of play. And the puck comes all the way down the ice. It'll be held there by Giguère. Peter, you mentioned the name Ryan Wilson. Just want to say a real nice thank you to Ryan Wilson. He was back in Denver today practicing, just skating by himself at the Avalanche practice facility. And my son had a hockey game there. He was nice enough, Ryan Wilson, to go over and go in the locker room and gave a pep talk to a bunch of 9 and 10-year-olds this morning, and apparently did a wonderful job. Had all kinds of nice things to say. So thank you, Ryan Wilson. That's just a great thing to do. Chance down low, shot, score! Another Ryan. This time it's Ryan Kesler getting the goal for the Canucks, and it's 2-0 for Vancouver.
Well, for the Vancouver Canucks, this has been their best line. It has scored now both goals. Kesler, who had played a lot of this season with the Sedins, has been on the second line for the Vancouver Canucks tonight. Santorelli scored the first goal from Higgins. And Kesler, Mike, he's just so big and strong. He is their leading goal scorer this year That's his 15th, but more importantly for the Vancouver Canucks, the way this game is going, that's a huge number they have right now. The Avalanche are going to have to get something going. Like the first period, they had some chances. But that second period was sort of a textbook, we mentioned textbook defensive hockey. But now you've got to push the play.
Here's the Kia scoring summary on that goal by Vancouver. Ryan Kessler, 15th of the season at 132. Santorelli and Higgins getting some more points. Higgins' second assist of the game, and Santorelli's second point to go along with his first period goal. So it's now 2-0 in favor of Vancouver. Holden with a blast. Missed it. And Richardson for Vancouver sends the puck up the boards, but Holden had pinched in. And the puck scored free. Garrison took it for Vancouver. Challenged behind the net by Mitchell. Mitchell with 8 points in the last 5 games for the Avalanche. To Johnson, his shot blocked in front of the net. Johnson got it back. He shoots. That was slowed up. Richardson trying to skate to center ice. He's successful in doing so, but then the puck taken back by the Avalanche. Erik Johnson with it again for Colorado. Shot in towards Luongo, steers the puck wide. Played the Bordeleau in the corner. Off the boards, back to the point. Johnson blasts one wide of the net. Gannon holds the puck inside the zone. Shot by McLeod off the side of the Canucks net. Bordeleau battling along the backboards for the puck. Chipped away, back up the boards, swung free by Sestito to Dale Weiss, and the Vancouver forward will shoot it into the Avalanche zone.
But 2 good shifts in a row with the Avalanche were pushing the pace down low and really doing a good job, Mike, but they couldn't get that real good scoring chance.
Pass that jumped over the stick of Parenteau, and the Avalanche called for icing.
Well, for the Avalanche, talk about who's played well in tonight's game. This line, Mitchell's line, has accounted for 9 of the Avalanche 19 shots coming into this third period. And Mike, he's just right now so confident. Look at that little backhand aerial. I think for Johnson, Mike, that was actually a pass that he made across. There were so many bodies in front. He was looking for McGinn on the far side, but there's that so-called third line has been terrific for the Avs.
Giguère pushes the puck away. O'Reilly took it. In the back between the circles in his own zone. Getting up ice for Parenteau. Stick handles his way in. He shoots, and the glove save made by Luongo. Let's say you're looking for a new car. Go to ColoradoKiaDealers.com and look at the full lineup of high-quality, stylish, dependable vehicles. ColoradoKiaDealers.com, that's the place to go.
Well, Michael, we talked about it, just when you're hot, things seem to go your way. Now, all of a sudden, San Jose cooled off a little bit. They've lost 3 consecutive games in regulation. First time that's happened this year.
Sarge winds and shoots, and that rising shot caught Luongo in the arm and went up high. Parenteau fed back to the point. Shot by Stastny, a stick save by Luongo, and he deflects the puck out of play.
For Corey Sarge, Mike had an opportunity to talk to him after last game against the Calgary Flames, and there's always that you want to play well when you play against your old club and you want to win. He embodied that spirit. He was very pleased that they beat the Calgary Flames.
3-2 win for the Avalanche on Friday night, rebounding after a loss in Edmonton the previous night. Cassian for the Canucks. The center for Booth. One hands it ahead. Hit a linesman. Eventually bounced back out to center ice. Scooped across by Talbot to the corner. Tanev trying to slow him down. Play by Cassian up the boards. Good pinch from the point by Holden. And Richardson able to send that puck to center ice. Tanev sends it in front of the team benches. Back into the Colorado zone. The puck handled by Colorado. Long pass for McGinn. Back to center ice. And Holden with the puck. Shoots across. Bieksa slides the puck. across to his defensive partner, up ice, over the line for Kessler. He shoots, and Giguère had the stick strong on the ice and made the save. Santorelli knocked down by Johnson. Gets back up, feeds the puck back to the point. Bieksa shoots wide of the net. Scramble for the puck right at the post where it's covered by Giguère.
It's always interesting watching warm-up. I was watching Kessler in warm-up do exactly this. Makes that, Mike, where you're coming down and you stop and you come directly across on strong on your forehand right here. Cross, bang, and it is so tough to read. One, it's done so quickly, and he's such a big man. That puck goes from way to your left all the way across.
Giguère's ready, made the save. But Kessler has scored in this third period. Goal coming at 1:32. Make it a 3-2. Excuse me, make it a 2-0 lead for the Vancouver Canucks at 1:32 of the period. Santorelli had scored in the first, so Santorelli and Kessler have given the Vancouver Canucks their goals. Avalanche trying to hold the puck in the Vancouver zone. Lifted out to center. Knocked back in. 14:15 to go in the period. Long pass to center ice for Henrik Sedin. Henrik Sedin trying to pop that puck out in front for Hansen. Rolled it back behind the net for Daniel Sedin. Starts all over him. Sedin protecting the puck well along the boards. And then Parenteau knocked down Henrik Sedin. Gets back up. Gives the puck to Hansen. Going to fend off a hit. The Avalanche, Andre Benoit sends the puck ahead. O'Reilly hustling. That one is chopped away from the charging of Ryan O'Reilly. Stanton will lift the puck. The Avalanche blue line. Getting got it back over the line for Stastny. Handoff. O'Reilly blasts one wide. Back to the point. Gennett shoots to the front of the net. That is cut off. And then shot out to center ice. The puck will bounce into the Colorado zone. Handled by Erik Johnson. Spins away from a little trouble. And moves the puck towards the corner. A couple of Canuck players on him. The pass into the middle. And to McLeod, trying to scoop the puck to center ice. Did so. Got it up ice for Bordeleau. He shoots on net, where Luongo makes the save. In Vancouver, the Canucks have added to their lead. It's now 2-0. Let's answer tonight's Did You Know question. As always, brought to you by Stevenson Automotive. We asked you in the first period, which Hall of Fame goaltender did J.S. Giguère tie with his 258th win on Friday against Calgary? The answer, the great Ken Dryden. Congratulations, Aaron. You're the winner tonight.
If you look at Ken Dryden, Mike, in the Montreal Canadiens, he was. Somebody asked me one time, how good was Ken Dryden? I can honestly say I have no clue. You have to get a shot on the guy before you'd know if he was any good.
Larry Robinson, those guys protected Serge Savard, protected him pretty well, didn't they?
Well, Lafleur had the puck the whole time.
Back to center by Garrison, 2-on-1 Canucks. Santorelli scores! His third point of the game, second goal. And it is 3-0 Vancouver. All of a sudden, Peter, it was a 2-on-1. We haven't seen many odd man rushes in this game. They've been few and far between, and the Canucks capitalize on it.
I was just going to say, I think that may be the first one that we have seen. Puck pops out of the zone and comes in behind Holden, and it's sort of locked up a little bit. Right there, Santorelli comes in. Mike, what a night he has had. Mike, this is a guy that was scheduled to go to Utica when the season started, the minor league affiliate for the Vancouver Canucks, and he just wouldn't. I'm not going to say he wouldn't go. If he'd been told, he would have, of course, gone. But he worked so hard. He's from Burnaby, which is a suburb of Vancouver, and
home of Joe Sakic.
Home of Joe Sakic, of course. And it was just, Mike, and now, all of a sudden, he's an invaluable part to this Vancouver club.
Well, it certainly looks like it tonight. 2 goals and an assist for Santorelli. Way back to the point, Bieksa slaps the puck around. Well, this game has changed. It was 1-0 at the end of the second. felt if you're the Avalanche, well, just keep going. We get a chance here and get this thing tied. But 2 goals by Vancouver. Such a hard-fought defensive type of game makes it very difficult now for the Avalanche.
And see, for the Vancouver Canucks, why they're a dangerous club in this situation, they have given up some leads at home. And last game, for example, against Phoenix, they were up 2-0. 2 goals by the Phoenix Coyotes, got it at least into overtime, and they ended up winning.
Landeskog, his shot blocked. It goes to the corner. Landeskog trying to center, blocked by Tanev. Well, that goal by Santorelli from Jason Garrison at 7:17. And it's 3-0 Vancouver. Henrik Sedin. Well, not only the Avalanche as a team now in a little danger of losing to Vancouver, but for J.S. Giguère, his 7-game winning streak, his career best, right now in danger. Danger of getting that first loss of the season. To the point. With now into 11 minutes left to go. Bieksa shoots the puck behind the net for Henrik Sedin.
And Duchesne hit Daniel along the boards. Henrik took a long run that Duchesne just missed.
Shot by Daniel Sedin, blocked. Played back by Hansen, but it was tipped into the neutral zone, then into the Vancouver zone. Steal by Higgins. Cuts in, dropped it back for Santorelli. Taken by the Avalanche, O'Reilly. Pass through center ice for Benoit. Shot back by Bieksa, the defenseman for Vancouver. Corey Sarch has the puck for the Avalanche. Finds Benoit. Long pass ahead, tipped by Parenteau. Into the Vancouver end. Wrestled free, centering pass. Deflected back to the near side boards, out to center ice. Kessler. Poke check by Holden. Pass to Tyson Barrie. He gets poke check. Holden back it up. Gonna make a pass, got it blocked. Gets it again. Parenteau takes the pass for the Avalanche. Sends across for Tyson Barrie. Hit as he came to the blue line, but sends the puck in deep. Shot around the boards, out of the zone. No icing on the play.
Canucks sending one guy into forecheck right now. Then 2 guys getting back quickly. 4 guys in that neutral zone almost exclusively for Vancouver.
Harrison hammered it around the board. Cut off by Bordelot, but then Richardson sweeps away with the puck. Offside, Colorado. And we'll be back. The Canucks have made it 3-0. Mike Santorelli having a terrific game. That's his 2nd of the night. Mike Santorelli's show tonight. Higgins set him up in front, made a nifty little move to get around Giguère for the first goal of the game back in the first period at 5:34. Nothing happened in the second. Then into the third early, Ryan Kessler, an assist from Mike Santorelli and Chris Higgins at 1:32. And then on a 2-on-1, Santorelli. That was a terrific shot. He picked the corner for his 2nd of the game, 8th of the season at 7:17. And it is 3-0 Vancouver. Steele. Centering pass by Weiss, cut off. Front of the net by Cleach. Shifted off the glass. Holden took it back for Colorado. Pass up the middle for Cleach. Oh boy, is that going to be a penalty? Did it hit something on its way out?
Well, that might.
It's going to be a penalty. It will be. Cleach is going to the penalty box. Delay a game, shooting that puck over the glass in his own zone. Was that Avalanche coach? Really trying to prevent it from going over the glass?
about that one.
That was awesome. That's great. Now that's an interesting thought. If he had gotten up high enough, knocked it down, no penalty. They go over the glass.
Then it's a judgment call for the referee.
Shooting the puck over the glass.
I don't know. It did go over the glass.
Well, if for example, it's going over the glass and one of the players was to reach up with a stick and knock it down, it would be judgment. So, I mean, I think...
On the bench?
Yeah, one of the Avalanche players, because it's perfectly legal for them. It's not going to be a penalty if they reach the high stick and knock the puck down.
Mitchell at center brings the puck in. Avalanche are shorthanded, so Cleach delay of game penalty. 11:38. This is the third power play chance of the game for the Canucks. They're 0 for 2 tonight. Henrik Sedin played back behind him. Gets the pass back. A minute left in the Cleach penalty. Canucks up 3-0, working on the power play. Henrik Sedin behind the slot for Daniel. One-timer, broken stick chance by Jason Garrison. Flick back across. And top power play unit out for the Canucks, but a steal by McGinn. They'll push the puck to center. Daniel Sedin moves it below the circle for Henrik. Back to Daniel. Off the boards for Kevin Bieksa. To Daniel Sedin. Side of the net. Kessler trying to jam his way in. Puck bounced back behind the slot for Bieksa. Attentive for Vancouver. 15 seconds left in the Cleach penalty. Henrik Sedin walking along the goal line. Finds Ryan Kessler. Back to the point. Sent across. Time running out in this power play for Vancouver. And a poke check. Sends the puck ahead. Cleach comes out of the penalty box. 3-on-2 for the Avalanche. And a poke check by Bieksa. So the Canucks 0 for 3 tonight in the power play. Pass over the line. Here comes Santorelli again. And that time Giguère made the stop. Boy, when you're on, you're on. And Santorelli's having a great game tonight.
He just tore through the neutral zone, and Kessler with just a beautiful read and a great pass.
Erik Johnson backing up between the circles. Takes the pass. And it'll come down the ice right in front of Luongo. Put off the glass. Johnson, good play to hold it in momentarily. Santorelli, pass to center. Another 2-on-1 for the Canucks. Pass slowed up by Holden. He went down to the ice and prevented that pass from getting across cleanly. O'Reilly for the Avalanche. His shot on target. Luongo kicked that away. Hansen moves the puck behind the net. Pass up off the boards. Stastny turns and shoots, deflected off the skate and wide. Landeskog pushed the puck behind the net. Patrick Roy taking his goaltender to the bench with 5 minutes left to go. They get an extra skater out there. Down by 3. Patrick Roy has pulled his goaltender. Mike Santorelli looking for the hat trick, but Giguère makes the save. With the NHL, the Avalanche will celebrate the history of hockey with some of the NHL's best-known trophies when the Avs host the Wild Saturday, December 14th. You can get your picture taken with the Stanley Cup. Make sure you get some tickets for that game if you don't already have them.
Well, Nick Holden, Michael, interesting play. Diving for a puck for a defenseman is sometimes dangerous, but watch just the awareness of Holden. Keep his hand up. He actually put his hand and knocked it down. Usually when you slide, that's it. It's got to hit you, but he actually reached up and knocked that puck away.
You know, Peter, when we have seen him get into the lineup, he's done just about everything well to stay in the lineup.
Absolutely.
This Avalanche team.
And again, one of those guys for the Avalanche that came over as a free agent. We weren't sure we were going to see him at the start of the season. He's been terrific.
Giguère on his way to the bench again for an extra skater. Shot by Landeskog, kicked away. 4:30 to go. Here in the third period, down by 3. Coach Waz pulled the goaltender. Saved by Luongo as that puck got through some bodies. Swatted around. Landeskog on it for Colorado. Pass to the side of net. Duchesne put it in front for O'Reilly. Luongo makes the save. So extra skater out there for Colorado.
Well, the Avalanche are just pushing the envelope right now. You're down by 3. What does one goal do? Does it get you energized? Does it get you going? Well, one goal against you doesn't make any difference. You know, that's not the situation. What you're looking for is to get that little spark with a few minutes to go, because you know that Vancouver's lost a couple of leads. Maybe they tighten up a little bit if you get that one goal.
Face-off in the Vancouver zone, and Giguère started in net, but the Avs got some control of the puck initially there. Giguère went to the bench, so he sitting on the bench. Vancouver with a chance to shoot at an empty net. Henrik Sedin up ice for Richardson, and he pushed the puck into the Colorado zone. We have under 4 minutes left to go in this game. Long pass through center ice. Parenteau in the high slot for O'Reilly. Backhand around in the corner, off the boards for Tyson Barrie. Slides it across for Johnson. Return over to Stastny. He shoots, knocked down by Luongo. Hansen played the puck off the boards and got it out of the zone.
That was a nice play by Hansen. The empty net at the other end looks pretty sweet. You betcha.
Tanev comes after the puck. And when it went off McCaskill, it's going to be an icing call on Vancouver. There's the whistle with 3:10 to go in the third period.
Erik Johnson again, just a real nice read across to Stastny. You see, Mike Luongo is such a big man in net. There's nothing to lose. You're not seeing anything when you go to shoot the puck there. I mean, he's certainly been on his game for the Vancouver Canucks tonight.
John Mitchell against Brad Richardson for the faceoff. Avs win the draw. Holden. His shot tipped by Duchesne, but ended up going wide. Duchesne shoots the puck to the corner, tipped up the boards. Holden is pinched in. Landeskog comes up with the puck. Barrie sends it across for McKinnon. Snaps that puck across into the corner for Duchesne. McKinnon darting out of the corner with the puck. Turns and shoots and shot it high. Back around the boards. Held in by Barrie. And apparently the puck must have touched the netting above the glass there behind the net.
Comes up right here, the two of them together, Mike, and it actually goes right off the camera. Oh, they're saying the puck is outside the zone. I think the Avalanche are going to contend that two sticks came together at the same time.
Well, Patrick Roy was really upset on the bench. He had moved down right next to the boards. And you can see that he is upset. Nonetheless, face-off takes place in the neutral zone. Giguère stays on the bench during that face-off. Shot by Benoit around the boards. Cut off by Garrison. To the point for Johnson. Johnson's pulling the goaltender. The Avs have done a good job of keeping the puck in the Vancouver zone. Just have not been able to get it by Luongo. There's a chance for an empty netter. Missed. And it is icing called on the Vancouver Canucks.
Well,
that was too enticing that
yeah,
time.
It just looked too big. Because now you've got the same guys on the ice, and the Avalanche get an opportunity to change up. And
Kessler against Duchesne. Avalanche have the puck. Benoit shoots. Loose puck. Tapped to Higgins. Gave it to Santorelli. Looking for that hat trick, but coming back, McKinnon cut away with the puck. Avs have got it. Benoit's pass for Duchesne. Hammers through the neutral zone. Backhander on net. Puck chased down by Max Talbot. Slid away from him. Puts it up and out of the zone by Johnson. Oh, no, they stayed in.
His body was out of the zone, but he reached into the zone and kept the puck alive.
Pass to the point for Benoit. Back to Johnson. Shoots it around. Landeskog slips away from Bieksa. Plays the puck to the point. Benoit shot. Tip. And it went wide. We're down the last minute of this game. McKinnon. Center. Johnson. And a block backhander missed by Duchesne. Kessler. Duchesne took it away. At this point, the Avs are trying to take away that shutout bid by Roberto Luongo. Another icing call on the Canucks. And the whistle blown with 35 seconds to go in the game. There is Roberto Luongo trying to get his 14th win of the season. And it looks like that's going to happen. And whatever this is about this Vancouver Canucks team in this building against the Avalanche continues.
This will be now, unless the Avalanche were to score, Mike, it'll be 8 games with 6 goals scored for the Avalanche. 8 games in a row without a win.
They need to fix the ice in the Vancouver Canucks crease area. There's the work being done.
The next time the Avalanche are here in Vancouver, Mike, it is going to be hopefully, or whatever you want to say, a huge game. Game 80 of the season for the Avalanche. They'll have a couple more road games, and it is going to be an interesting time when it gets to game 80. Where are the Avalanche and what's going on?
How important will a win here in Vancouver be? Will it be necessary for the Avalanche to break this string that has been happening in this building? 15 seconds to go in the game. Luongo. To Stanton. Backhand up and get it out of the zone. In the slot. Shot by McGinn. He scores! They break the shutout bid with 7 seconds to go. Jamie McGinn gets the goal. Luongo 7 seconds away from getting a shutout. And that disappeared.
Oh, give Avalanche the credit. They stayed with it. They kept working hard. And the Vancouver Canucks are going to be kicking themselves because they had the puck and they just sort of popped that one up. The Avs stayed with it. Jamie McGinn. Like, you never know when a goal is going to kickstart a run for a guy. So maybe that's just what Jamie McGinn needs.
That's his 5th of the season. Barry over to Holden, and that's the end of the game. Well, Roberto Luongo 7 seconds away from a shutout, but nonetheless gets the win. The Canucks get their 17th win of the season. They go to 39 points. They're just 1 point behind the Avalanche. And boy, it has just become an incredibly difficult place for the Avalanche to win in this building.
And, you know, the first period, I think, really typified the game. That's when Luongo was at his best, was in the first period. But the Avalanche controlled big parts of that period, yet they came out down 1-0.
Peter, tell me the 3 stars of tonight's game.
Well, Roberto Luongo, especially for the first period. 3rd star, Ryan Kessler, was just big, strong. He was a dominant player tonight. But Mike Santorelli, Mike was, without question, the best player on the ice tonight. He had a couple of goals, he had an assist, but he was more importantly effective offensively all night long.
That's your Coors Molson 3 stars of the game. For the Avalanche, they came into Vancouver, but they're heading home after losing 3-1 to the Canucks. Please join us again Tuesday night.